Thank you.
Okay. So thank you so much, guys, for having me today. I'm honored, honestly, that you thought I was even worthy of coming and sharing my journey with you guys and helping you guys out and hopefully inspiring at least one of you to move your businesses forward. So I know some of you may have heard my training already, but I'm just going to begin by sharing a little bit about my journey with you guys. So I started Arbonne, my Arbonne business 5.5 years ago. It was August of 2013. And truthfully, I was not looking to earn a big income. I just wanted a few $100s a month because I had quit my full-time job. And I was trying to see what the difference would be after daycare expenses and all that, and realized I would only be bringing in a few hundred. And so I thought, if I can just bring that in and keep my baby with me, then I won't have to go back to work. And so that was the initial focus, and very quickly started realizing that this is more than just a matter of a few $100s a month. I'll share my numbers with you guys. So the first month I registered, I went in and, I got really excited. Okay, yes, this is going to solve all my problems. And then what happens with a lot of people, immediately the motivation went down, right? And so I registered, I got things I needed, and then it was like the end of the month. I had like one friend buy from me, and my paycheck that month was in dollars, obviously Canadian dollars, was like $89, I think it was. And so when that paycheck came in, my husband looked at it and he laughed and said, "Are you going to cash it or are you going to frame it?" And I said, "Okay, I'll show you." And so the next month starts, and I registered my first consultant. And now this is where, you have to learn to become the leader. And so I register my consultant, and then I fly out of the country to be with my sister. I didn't launch her. I didn't train her. I just left. And then I came back, and luckily my upline had stepped in to try to help her out. And I started helping her with her business because I felt a little guilty for leaving. And I put all my time and energy into helping her build. Her paycheck was bigger than mine that month. And so learned a very good lesson at that time that time you start someone in your business, always put 80% of your time in your business and 20% in theirs. And so I was giving her 100%. So again, my paycheck that month went down. It was like $87. And so my husband says, "It seems like this company can't even hit 100. Like, what have you gotten yourself into?" And I said, "No, you wait and see. It's coming. It's happening." And then the next month after that was, so I was already in qual for district. The month after that, I realized my mistake a little bit when I saw my paycheck, and I started focusing a little bit on my own business again. And so I ended up registering, I believe, 2 more consultants. And that month, my paycheck was $200.
It's okay. Hang on.
And so it was $240.
Stace, can you mute?
Oh, sorry.
I can do it. Hold on. Maybe I should do mute all. There. Okay. And so so that month it was $240. And then I realized, okay, if I can make $240, why can't I make a little more? And I promoted to district manager. And my first paycheck as a district manager was $850. And then the month after that, it was $1,300. And $1,300 was the expense of my daycare for a month. And I realized that I'm bringing in right now exactly what I would have been paying someone else to watch my child. And then I would have to go to work and put in 40 hours a week. And I thought, okay, this is not so bad. If I can make this, it means I can keep going. So that's when I started taking it a little bit more seriously. I sat at district manager for over 2 years. And I did that because I was under the impression and the belief that until I did not have district managers under me, I could not become an area manager. And so it's almost like I didn't even try, because I thought when I get districts is when I go. And here's where I was going wrong. I thought when a consultant comes on, they have to be self-motivated and they will take themselves to district, because I was self-motivated. So I thought because I could do it, that's how everyone's supposed to do it. And again, another business lesson I learned was that that's not usually the case or always the case. And you have to be willing to work with your team and empower them and inspire them and push them towards their goals. And I feel I've gotten very good at that, to a point now where when I have somebody come into the business, I ask them, what do you want to get out of this? And when they tell me, I say, how much money do you want to make a month? And based off of how much money they want to make a month, I identify which level they want to be sitting at. So a lot of people will come in saying, like in Canadian dollars, they say, oh, I just want to make $500 a month. I say, okay, so you want to get to district, right? And so now it's my job to help them get there. And so I had a girl that came in. Actually, she is the girl that just went area. So she started at the end of October, and I spoke to her, heard her story, blew me away. I mean, she is a woman who's just, if anyone deserves this, it's her. And I said, okay, I'm going to help you get there. So I told her what to do. I said, okay. And the way I said it was not, I need you to get this many points. Because when you get new consultants on your team, the points make no sense to them. They don't know what 1,000 QB is or 2,500 is, or it means nothing. It's just a big, scary number that's looking at them. And so instead of talking to them in the language of points, I speak to my team in the language of activity. And so with this new girl, who, by the way, doesn't live local to me, I've never met her, okay? I'm actually flying out to her next month to go gift her Tiffany bracelet for becoming an area manager, but we've never met. But we talk every day, okay? But we've never met. And I got on the phone with her and I said, do you know anyone that's looking to, get healthier, lose weight? She's like, yeah. And I said, do you think you could get 3 people onto the 30-day program? She's like, well, what would I have to do? And I said, okay, why don't I do a presentation for you? And I did it on like a Facebook group, so it gets recorded. I said, so I'll just do that once, and then anyone that's interested, you can just tag them in the video. And she's like, okay, I guess I could do that. I'm like, okay, so I want you to go sell 3. She's like, okay. And so literally, so she signed up at the end of the month. Next day she comes back, she goes, okay, Sheila, I sold 3. I'm like, you did? She's like, yeah. Okay. So do you know anyone who is into skincare? She goes, yeah. Do you know anyone who wants some anti-aging maybe? She's like, yeah, I know a few people. I'm like, okay. Do you think you could sell 3 of those? She's like, I can try. I'm like, okay, go sell 3. I didn't tell her to go do 2,500 points, 3,000 points, 6,000 points. I just told her to go sell this. Go talk to people who actually need this, And so I kept doing that with her. And here's what happened. So I was watching my system, and I was monitoring her numbers for her. So for my entire downline, I monitor their numbers. And I will actually reach down to people who are sitting very close at, let's say, qual or promoting, and I will let them know that, did you know if you do this much, you'll go into qual, or that if you do this much, you'll promote? And if you didn't know, I'm letting you know now. So I don't always expect their sponsors to do it, because at the end of the day, they're all part of my region now, right? And so I feel like I have some kind of responsibility towards that. So I kept doing this with this girl, and what I noticed was, in my head, the goal I had initially set for her was 2,500, and I thought, okay, we'll get her to do 2,500 now because, it's the end of the month. I don't want to put pressure on her. And then I thought next month we'll make her do 3,500 and promote to DM with the 6,000 points over 2 months. And what she ended up doing was she ended up getting to 3,700. And when I saw the 3,700, I realized that if she keeps going, or even if she stops now, she still has to do 2,500 in the closing month, no matter what, to promote. And so even if she's sitting at 4,000, the next month she's going to have to do 2,500 to get her promotion to DM. So I said, I want to talk to you about something. She's like, what? And I'm monitoring your points, and you're sitting at a point at this point right now that whether you do it now or whether you do it next month, it's the same thing at this point. So do you think you could push a little more? And she's like, well, what do you want me to do? And I said, and I kind of joked with her. And I said, who do you know that has a lot of money? And she just starts laughing, and she goes, well, everyone that lives in the Middle East that I know, all my friends are there. And she's like, but Arbonne isn't in the Middle East. And I said, no, it's not. And I said, do they come and go to Canada? And she's like, yeah, once in a while. And I said, do you think if they came, they would be willing to, if you had the product at your house that they ordered, would they grab it and take it with them? And she goes, yeah, for sure they would. I said, so why don't you get in touch with those people and see if they want to order something? Have it delivered to your house, and when they come and visit, they can take it back in their suitcase. And I said it kind of almost like a joke. And this girl turns around and sells 5 skincare plus makeup, skincare plus makeup, skincare plus nutrition to 5 different friends. And I'm like, okay. And I'm looking at her numbers, and in 9 days, she got herself to district. And she did that because I didn't pressure her. I didn't confuse her with points. I just asked her to get active, because there is no problem in Arbonne that activity can't solve. None. Not a single one. If you're feeling demotivated, go do some activity. You're not seeing a big enough paycheck, go do some activity. If people keep saying no to you, go do more activity. There's no problem in Arbonne that activity can't solve. And so by getting her active, we were able to get her to DM in 9 days. And so she promoted the same time I did. And then, coaching her, trying to teach her how to be a leader, how to empower other people. And come January, when we had the reduced qualifications for district, she had started a team. So we had 2 girls on her team who we helped get to district. And then she says, okay, I'm ready, let's go. And so February came, and she went into qual in January with 10,000, and we finished for her March 1st as an area manager. She started her business at the end of October, guys. She's brand new. She still has no idea what she's doing, I'll tell you that. So I'm still working very closely with her. There's just so much that she doesn't know. She just found out that district qualification is 1,000 PQV. She literally found out 3 days ago. And I was like, but I told you this. And she goes, yeah, but Sheila, the numbers mean nothing to me. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. The numbers mean nothing to her because she's too new, right? And so working with your people very closely. But anyways, long story short, I got off track when I started talking. I'm going to get back to my story about region. So I sat as district manager for over 2 years because I kept telling myself I need to have districts under me to become a region. And it wasn't until there was an incentive that was put out by my NVP, and I'm very goal-oriented, so I know I share this in my training as well, but it was a SPA incentive, and I wanted it. And all she said is, you have to bonus your district. And my numbers were terrible, guys. As a district manager, I was not even maintaining. And so when she said, you need to do 5,000, I was like, okay, I want that massage. I want that spa day treatment. I want it. I deserve it. I'm so hardworking. And so I got myself to 5,000 2 months in a row. And when you can do it twice, you are absolutely set up to go and qual the next month. Absolutely. You can even do it after you've done it once. But it took me the 2 months to see that belief and have that belief in me. So I went qual for area with 0 district managers under me. I promoted to area with still 0 district managers under me. And it wasn't until after I became an area manager, over 2 years in my business, that I promoted out my first district manager. And I would tell myself, oh, I don't even know how to promote people. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know how to inspire. I don't know how to empower, because nobody has promoted under me. I never got that executive title, never, in my business. Even as an area manager, I never got that title. I went from area to region and then promoted out my area managers. And so we got to stop telling these stories that we tell ourselves, the excuses that we make as to why we can't do something. That's all they are. They are just excuses. And so I got myself to district, and then got myself to area, and then I felt like I was pretty much like the mindset was there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. I can go region. Finishing area just made everything so much more clearer for me. I thought, if I can get to area, why can't I just push a little bit harder and get myself to region? And I may have done it, but I just had a very trying year. 2017 was very hard for me. I promoted in 2016 to area, and then I earned AIT as well, and I got to walk the stage at our conference in Canada as a new area manager. I got to go to the White Party in GTC, so I was really enjoying being an area manager, and it became very comfortable. And that's the problem. When you start getting comfortable and those points become very easy for you, you've stopped growing in your business. That's the indication. And so I wasn't feeling challenged anymore. And then I did decide, okay, it's time to go. And then I ended up getting pregnant with my daughter, my now daughter, who's 9.5 months old. And after that very difficult pregnancy and being on bed rest, after having her is when I thought, okay, now I can think about going region. Now, I was still just thinking about it. I wasn't actually planning it. I hadn't done like this whole planning out the month thing, nothing like that, because I wasn't looking to promote yet. I was just thinking that now that I've had the baby, I can think about going region. And so sometimes it sometimes takes you to borrow someone else's belief in you and take that step towards the next level. And for me, it was my regional vice president, well, now ERVP, Rima Rafe, who poured her belief into me, who reached down to me and said, you can do this. Look at your points. Look how far you are. You still got a week to go. You can definitely do this. And I had to borrow her belief, because did I think I could actually do it? No, I really didn't. I sat at our conference, Canadian conference, literally 2 days prior to that phone call, thinking, when is this ever going to happen for me? And 2 days later, I'm having a talk with my husband saying, okay, I need you to be taking care of the kids for a week because I have to try to go qual. And so it's all just about belief. If you tell yourself you can't do it, you tell yourself, I'm not ready, I don't have a strong enough team, I'll do it when my team grows, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Whatever you tell yourself is what's going to happen. So if you start telling yourself that you can do it, and you can go qual, and you can promote, the universe is going to get together and help start moving things for you. But you have to be omitting that energy, and you have to be putting in the activity to get there. And so with the belief that I could do it, I said, okay, let's go. Let me see what I can do, and I'll try to make it work. And so I got on the phone. I made a long list of people. In fact, it was actually in this book that I have in front of me. It's funny that we're having this conversation with this in front of me. So this was this is a planner that somebody gave me. It's an old, well, no, it's actually not an old one, but I never used it. I used my phone to plan. And so when this was handed to me, it was kind of just sitting there collecting dust. And what I started doing was, I'm going to show you guys. These are my notes from when I was going region. Okay. And these are the names that I started writing down, and the pages go on and on and on. These are the names I started writing down of who can I talk to? Who can I reach out to? There are some people on this list that I haven't talked to in 5 years. And I still put their name down because I thought, you know what? It's desperate times mean desperate measures. And so if it means just reaching out to them and say, listen, I know we haven't connected in a while, but this is a huge thing that I'm looking to do. If there's something that you needed, I'm just letting you know I'm extending my discount to you. And so the month that I was promoting, it was not about the money. It was not about the paycheck. It was about the points. And I thought, all I need is points coming in, and I'm willing to give my discount to everyone just to get those points coming in. And I will say it did work for me, reaching out to people like that. I also had a second message that I had sent to people. This is a more selected list of people, but where I actually asked for their help and support. I said, look, I'm looking to do this. I would truly appreciate if there's any small thing that you can order from me, anything, even if it's a chapstick, I would appreciate it. But because it will help me push me towards that goal. So the people that were near and dear to me got messages like that. And no matter how big or small their order, I went out of my way to thank them and show them that I appreciated it. But a lot of it was phone calls because I having the small baby at home, it was very hard for me to go out and meet people. I only had a handful of coffee dates that month. All my launches were done online because I didn't have the time to go out and do it. I was an exclusively pumping mom at the same time. And so constantly watching the clock, like, okay, I got to pump again, you know? So it was hard to get out and do it. So I did it all from my computer and my phone. And I would get on the phone and talk to people about the business, get on the phone and talk to them about nutrition, get on the phone and talk to them about, hey, why don't you start this now? And then if you're interested in the business, we can always launch you later. So even if it meant people coming on and buying just the skincare and nutrition for themselves with the possibility of doing the business in the future, I was totally okay with that. Because at that point, it was not about making sure that they're getting launched and all that. It was, I will give you what you need from me right now. So so usually in the past, what would happen is if I'm talking to somebody about business, my goal is to try to make it clear enough that they want to join with excitement and that they want to launch right away. And this time it wasn't like that. It was just, okay, you don't want to launch? I'm okay with that. I'm not going to try to convince you. I don't have time to be convincing you. You want to get into my system as a consultant? That's fine. Let's do it. And that was the month that I had sponsored 39 people. 11 were consultants, 28 were PCs. And out of the 11 consultants, it's amazing how statistics works because I was always told that if you sponsor 10, 4 of them will do something and the other 6 won't do anything at all. And I actually saw that happen. So out of the 11 that I sponsored, 4 of them wanted to work and I got them to district manager the next month. And so, and again, by working with them, right? Not just telling them to go do it, but saying, okay, let's do a launch. Okay, let me do a coffee date with you. Let me show you how this is done and teaching them so that they can become independent as fast as possible. And the way I do it is I always say to them, like, wouldn't it be so nice if you didn't have to ask my schedule every time you needed a coffee date? because I'm busy and I've got a baby and I'm taking care of this entire business. I've got a second business as a makeup artist, so I don't have a lot of time on my hands. And so when I would say it like that, like, wouldn't it be nice if you could just kind of go do this on your own? Like, yeah, that would be nice. I'm like, okay, then let's get you independent as fast as possible. So again, when I promoted to region, I had no area managers under me. I had 2 girls promote out with me. So, and again, I didn't even tell them I was going region. It wasn't until we had 3 days left in the month. That's when I told them. And then they're like, what can we do for you? And I said, focus on your own goals. And then always having a little bit of, because you never want to be depending on anyone in your business. Again, I don't think it's fair. And it's a little bit unfair to you as well, because what if they don't hit their goals? Does that mean you lose out on a promotion because of somebody else not doing what they said they were going to do? And so always having a little bit of blanket space for the just in case. So in my mind, I had said to myself that I need to have a backup. So I need to bridge the gap. So with the girls that were promoting and telling me what their goals were, when I sat down and did the math, I still needed to find 16,000 points from somewhere. And so that was on me. And so I decided, okay, I will find my 16K. And then I actually had to go over because one girl fell short on her goals. So what she told me she would do, she didn't actually do it. And that happens all the time, right? You'll have girls that say, yeah, I'm going to bonus my district. And then they do 500 that month. And then you think you're going to go area qual, and now you don't because the girl didn't do what she said she'd do. And so always leaving a little bit of just in case space and knowing that it's your business, so you are still responsible for working your own business. So yeah, that's kind of how we went region, and it's been super exciting since. We finished with more points than we needed. And then the next month I actually went and trifecta bonus. So I bonused my district, my area, and my region my first month as a regional vice president. So that was pretty awesome. And since then, that's been the goal. How close can I get to bonus? Every single month, it's how close can I get to bonus? I don't think about maintaining, because when you start thinking about maintaining your business, whether you're a district manager, an area manager, if you hit, let's say as a district manager, you hit 2,500 points and you go, okay, good, I did it. You are not thinking about growth. You are only thinking about maintaining. Your business is not going to push forward. So what you need to be thinking is when you hit that 2,500, it should be like, okay, I need to keep going and hit the next 2,500 to bonus my district. That's how you know you're actually growing. So if you can bonus 2 months in a row, the third month you can actually go qual because you've set your business up for that. Okay. And same goes for area. If you're an area manager and you hit your 10,000 and you have this sigh of relief, like, okay, thank God I got my 10 this month, then you are not growing. You are maintaining, and that's it. Maintaining is not fun. Maintaining is easy. Maintaining is comfortable, but it's not challenging. And if it is challenging, then maybe you don't have a strong enough area as you think you should have, or maybe it's time to go build your area. I will also say the team that takes you district or takes you area or takes you region is not the team that takes you to the next level. The girls that I have right now in my region, not one of them was with me when I went area. Not one. My entire team that was with me when I went area has fallen off. They are no longer in Arbonne. The entire team. Okay? And so be prepared to continue to grow, to expand your team. Do not rely on the ones that are already there, because everyone has their own priorities in life, and sometimes they don't have the belief. And we can ask them to borrow our belief, but not everyone does. And so be prepared for that. So like I know right now, I mean, you guys are asking, I'm thinking about going nation. I am. But I also know that the current team I have right now is not the team that's going to take me nation. So if I want to go nation, I have to go build. I have to go wide, which I do. Every single month I sponsor new consultants, and then I find the ones that actually want to work. But if I want to go nation, that's what I have to do. And there really is two ways of going to any promotion. Either you find a few people that are going to do a lot of work, or you find a lot of people that are willing to do a little bit. And so that's what I did to go region, was I found a lot of people that were willing to bring in just a little bit, because all that, when it was put together, it ended up being a lot of points. And it's about taking that. So I'm not sure what system you guys use in your team, but I've always gone with the 40 faces. So putting myself in front of 40 people every single month to talk about business or product. And when you are looking to promote, you have to go beyond that number. If you're just maintaining, then you can do your 40 faces. If you're looking to promote and grow, then you have to move beyond that. Okay. Okay. So that's a little bit about my journey. Does anyone have any questions? Anything you guys want to ask me or you want me to cover?
Yes. So my question is, I'm a district manager, and I need to team build again. I'm just starting to team build again. But my issue, I guess, is maybe more sales.
Okay.
So when it comes to actually asking for the sales, sometimes I just get really nervous about it, and I'm not always sure how to complete that. So I've got a lot of sales from like Instagram posts and stuff like that. But to actually be on the phone with someone and to ask them to buy, I don't always know what to say. I don't want to come across too salesy,
Right.
and I'm telling them about it, but then I need to close. So I was just wondering if you had any tips on that.
So I don't actually ask people to buy.
Okay.
I never ask somebody to buy. I ask them to try and give me feedback. So
That's what I've been doing. Okay, I'm in good practice right now.
I never ask anyone to buy, even for my gold bags, my gold line, my brightening line. It's always just, hey, I've got a luxury European product. I'm just looking for someone to give me feedback. Would you be one of my people like to test out the product for me?
Awesome.
And so they'll take my product. I'll give it to them for 3 days. This is what we call the gold bag method. Give it to them for 3 days. And at the third day, when I'm doing my follow-up, I'm very specific about the type of questions I ask them. I don't ask any open-ended questions, and every question I ask by default will have a positive response.
Okay.
I very strategically put these questions together. So like, for example, after the initial questions of did you use the products, did you use all the products, did you use them morning and night, did you skip any of them, did you mix with any other brands? After I get those out of the way, my first question is, which do you feel was your favorite product and why? Okay.
Okay.
To answer that one, my next one is, okay, if you could recommend one product to a friend, which product would it be, which friend, and why? And again, now I'm getting to them to start thinking like a consultant, right? My next question is, on a scale of 1 to 5, how much more of an improvement did you see in the glow of your skin after using these products? 1 to 5. So by default, it has to be an improvement, right?
You're a genius.
So I do that with the glow of the skin. I do it with the softness of the skin. And then I say, if I had 4 of these bags in front of you right now, and I told you you could give these to anyone you wanted to try for free, or even just give it to them as a gift, who comes to mind? Who do you think would appreciate this? And so now they start giving me names. Oh, my Aunt Sarah. Oh, and I said, why? Oh, she's always into skincare, always buying beauty creams. Okay, so I'm writing all this down. All of this is written down. None of it is just verbal. And when at the end of this part, I would turn to them and I say, like, I look at my paper like, oh, look, it seems like you had a really good experience. Of course they did. All of my questions were positive, right? So seems like you had a really good experience. If I could show you how to get 20 to 40% off as a client, would you be interested in hearing some pricing? And I have never had somebody say no to me. Never.
Wow.
The answer is always sure. I don't mind hearing pricing. And so I would give on the spot, give them the pricing. Never go home and say, I'll message you, I'll call you. Do it on the spot. Okay?
Okay.
Do the calculation for them and then show them what they would be paying and say, if you become a consultant, you can get an even bigger discount. Everybody loves a discount. Oh, what do you mean? How could I get a bigger discount? And then because I most probably have already dribbled a little bit of Arbonne Business on them when I'm dropping it off. I try to give like 5 minutes of talking about Arbonne Business. And so now I'll be like, well, remember when I had mentioned about you can earn an income from this? I say, this is all I do. I just share my business and product with people around me. And if they want it, great. And if they don't, no problem. And so you could just register for, I think in the UK, it's £30. You register, sign up as a consultant, get a bigger discount on your own products that you have said that you did end up liking. And you can share it with people around you and earn an income when they want to buy through you. And say, and of course, I would help you with that. You're not even expected to do it by yourself. So something they're just like, okay, I love the product. I get a discount and I can make money and she's going to help me do it. Right? So it's like a win-win.
Wow. Okay. That's just, yeah, I can do that.
Yes.
Could you share those questions with us?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You know what I'll do? I'll send you my questionnaire that I use to sign people up.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So what I do is I put it together. So when I go to somebody to grab my product from them, I've got my clipboard ready with my pen, and I've got that sheet in front of me. So when I initially told them that I just want feedback, now they know I wasn't lying. I actually want their feedback.
Okay.
Okay. If you show up to just pick it up with no clipboard, nothing to collect their answers with, now you look like a salesperson. Now you are tricking them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What about people that you can't get to in terms of to give them the product?
Mm-hmm.
Do you send those samples, or like when you're running for promotion and you may not have time to take your stuff and leave? How do you approach it?
If somebody is too far from me, well, the only time I've ever used samples is for people that are in a different country. Okay, so my clients that are in the UK or Australia or Canada or the US, those are the ones that got samples from me. Anyone else, it's the 45-day money-back guarantee that I pitch to them.
Okay.
So I don't even encourage, like if they say, can you send a sample? Sometimes I say, sorry, I don't have them. And I let them know, I said, sorry. I say, it costs me money. I said, if you want, I can order them for you, but they're not cheap. I say it like that. Well, they're not cheap. So now it sounds like they have to pay for them. So they'll be like, well, how much is it? And I'll be like, well, I in Canada, I have to pay $40 to order a pack of 10. So, and then I'll have to ship it to you. So that's going to cost money. So I make it sound like I'm uninterested in sending it to them. And so I'll be like, look, if you can just trust me, it's a 45-day money-back guarantee. If you don't end up loving it, you can always get your money back.
So those people, you've just told them about it. You've just done like a take a look.
Yeah, I'll do like sometimes I do live videos in my Facebook group, for example. Can you guys give me 1 second? The baby's crying.
Sure.
Let me just grab her.
Oh.
Oh man.
Wow, that was very good. Sorry guys, I don't know why my picture isn't showing up.
Have you pressed the video? It's still recording, you know. It's still recording.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you press your picture, your screen, Stace?
Yeah.
And then you see the video with the line through it. And if you click on it, there it goes.
This is going to be like on YouTube or something, everybody. Just so you know. Oh dear. I'm not used to this.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Oh, hello.
That's what happens when we do a little ponytail. It stands up.
Oh.
Gorgeous. What's her name?
Her name is Elena.
Elena.
Hi, Elena.
Okay.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Thank you. Okay. Go ahead. What was the question?
You were telling us about if they're too far away for you to do a sample drop, then you do lives on Facebook.
I have a private group on Facebook, and I'll add any prospects at all. And so I will do like literally stand in my bathroom with my camera on, and I will wash my face for them, and I'll do the scrub and the mask. And while the mask is drying, I'm talking about business at the same time. And then that's it. And the thing is, when they're watching you live, they see the before and after, like live, right? They see what your skin looked like when you started, and they see the glow when you stopped. And so what I do is when I'm doing something like that, I make sure I haven't used the mask for like 2 weeks. And so that way, when I'm doing the mask, my skin does look fantastic, and it does look different because, you know, all the yucky stuff came off.
Right.
So that has worked really well for me. I have gotten a lot of clients because of sessions like that, just doing it like on Facebook and showing them that, look at my immediate difference. So of course you can have a difference as well. So that has worked for me. And then, of course, just posting before and afters of people that have actually used the product, that always helps.
Okay. And when you do the lives, how far in advance do you tell people about it? Like, because I haven't done one yet. I was going to do one. I don't know, like, do I schedule it for tomorrow, or do I give them like a week's notice and then?
So if it's just my face doing like a makeup tutorial or like skincare, something like that, it's literally just a day in advance.
Okay.
But if it's a formal presentation where I'm going to formally talk to them about nutrition or about the business, then I give them like 5-6 days notice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other?
Yeah. Oh, go on, Mel.
Hmm?
Oh, I thought
No,
you were gonna ask me.
So yeah, my issue is trying to rebuild the team as well. So it's more getting new consultants. Yeah, and I've gone through all of my lists. So my warm market is absolutely tied out.
Right. So I rebuilt my entire area as well, actually. And like I said, the team that gets you there is not the team that helps you move forward. And sometimes they're not even the ones that keep you there. And so when you have tapped out of your warm network, the industry we're in is network marketing. You have to be willing to network with more people. And it's literally as simple as, you're at a drive-through and you ask the cashier, are you open to another business opportunity? And then like if I'm at a restaurant and I really like the way the server served us with a smile on her face and she's energetic, I will always ask at the end of it, listen, I'll say, my line is always this. So, do you work here full-time, part-time? And I listen. And then I continue to ask. If they say they're part-time, I'm like, oh, do you do anything else? And if they say they're full-time, I say, do you enjoy it? And so I just want to hear a little bit about them. And if at the end, after speaking to them a little bit, I still like them, then my next question is, listen, I want to know, I actually run my own business, and I want to hear, are you open to hearing about another income opportunity? And usually the answer is, well, what is it? And what I'll do is, because I'm at dinner or lunch with my family or friends, I'll be like, well, now isn't really the right time to talk about it, but if you give me your contact information, I can give you a call and share with you what it is.
Okay.
And that one-liner has literally gotten me so many consultants, I can't even tell you. I just do it all the time, over and over again.
Wow.
If you're talking to enough people, your business will grow again. You will rebuild that team. And oftentimes that's all it is. We're just not talking to enough people. So statistically speaking, so what I teach my team is that you have to do 3 asks a day. 3 asks. And those asks can be business, they can be product. Mine are more business, less product. And because everyone that hears my business has to try my product, right? And so that's why I don't mind not doing as many product asks. And so if you do 3 asks a day, in a month, that's 90 at least, right? And so I always say if you end up doing a few extra, you're at 100 in the month. So out of 100 asks in a month, statistically speaking, I'm already prepared for this. 60% are either going to say no or not right now, or they're just not going to reply. 60%. Right? So we already know that 60 out of 100 are not going to be going down that road, but 40% are. And the 40 people that end up saying yes to hearing your business or trying your product are the ones that go on to our 40 faces. So I'm not sure if that's a term that you guys use or not, but it's something that I've done in my business for the last few years, and it's worked like fantastic. 40 faces a month means you'll get your minimum 5 new with 2,500.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. And so when I have my team members saying, this isn't working, Arbonne doesn't work, and I've been talking to so many people and nobody wants to buy, nobody wants to sign up, I say, okay, show me your 40 faces. And so surprise, surprise, when they pull out their 40 faces, they've got like 12 names on it. And I thought you said you talked to a lot of people, because this is showing me you only spoke to 12 people about trying product or hearing your business, like that actually said yes. Right? So you just haven't gotten yourself in front of enough people. So if you challenge yourself in just 1 month, like let's take March, challenge yourself for the month of March that no matter what, I have to get myself in front of 40 people that have either heard my business or tried my product. I promise you, your business is going to move in a different direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really helpful. The 3 a day is achievable. You know, yeah.
It's when we start doing too much, we get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Right? Like I have a girl right now who's fantastic, but she goes in like she has these little bursts of energy. So she'll do like, 10 to 12 asks, and then she'll skip a few days and do another. She just threw my phone down. And then she'll skip a few days, and she'll do like another 10 or 12 asks. And when she keeps doing that, when all these responses coming in, she gets overwhelmed, and she stops. And so I said, stop changing the system, keep it simple, and just talk to 3 people a day. And if you're up for it, talk to a 4th, but don't go beyond 4.
Okay.
Because then you'll be keeping the flow nice and easy for yourself. But of course, that's if you're looking to maintain. If you are looking to promote or to qual for the next level, then it's not 3 asks a day.
Okay.
Then you got to up that number a lot. Like when I was trying to go region, I must have been asking at least 30, 40 people a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And it was hard. And it was like, I was tired. Like when I finished my qual, I remember that next day, all I did was slept. I slept all day. I was like, nobody talk to me. I just need sleep. Like I was that tired. Okay? Which is also why I said I will do it in 2 months. I'm not doing it for 3 because I cannot keep living like this for 3 months straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. But just quickly, that the 16K that you needed to qualify, you just did the same process? You just called up people that you knew or sent them messages?
Well, that was just part of it, but a lot of it was new people I was talking to on the phone about product or business. Like it was literally like putting up a post on Facebook saying, I got this amazing business opportunity, and if you're interested in learning more, comment below. I work for myself. It's 10 to 15 hours a week. If you're motivated and you want, I never say join my team ever. But when you say join my team, they're like, what's in it for me? Why should I join? Right? And so make it about them. And so if you are looking to earn, $500 a month, let me show you how you can do that. Right? And so making it about them and not about yourself, but using social media a lot for it. Putting up business posts, putting up product posts. Nutrition is very big in my team. And so showing people how, like, before and after pictures of my real clients, asking their permission, of course, and then saying, look, I coached this person to get to where they are now. And so people are like, wow, you coached them? I said, yeah, I coached them. And now they suddenly want to work with me because I was the coach. So they're like, okay, she knows what she's doing.
Right.
So having real testimonials, not just of the pictures we find on the Arbonne site, but actual people that you work with. So when you have somebody doing the 30-day program, have them document it. Take their before pictures, take the after pictures, put them side by side and show people that, look.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of it was online. A lot of it was calls online. Even for nutrition, it wasn't here, go watch Tanda Cook's video. It was, let me get on the phone with you and explain to you how it works.
Okay.
Because when you send a video to somebody, now you are on the waiting end. Waiting, did they watch it? Did they find time? I like to be in control. And so I would much rather, instead of sending them a video, say, why don't I give you a quick call to explain how it works? So now I can build a relationship with them.
Okay.
And this entire business is about like building relationships. If you can get someone to trust you, they are more likely to buy or join your business.
Right.
And you're not going to do that through a text message. You can't build relationships with text messages.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm all for social media. I love social media. Starting to get the hang of Instagram now too, but I will still say this will always remain a belly-to-belly business. You still have to get on the phone with people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's as simple as somebody says, can you send me the price for this? I say, can I give you a quick call? I don't even like texting pricing. I would rather talk to them.
Right.
Yeah. Any other questions? My internet died on me.
It's been really good for me. I can work from home. I don't have to change my childcare arrangements. And, if I could show you how to do the same thing, would you be interested? Would you take a look at a video? But you would just message them about the business and then say if they were interested, get them on a call rather than sending a video?
I've been experimenting with my own business as well. So I'm not sure if you guys have seen this Nicola Wills video, 7-Minute Discover Arbonne, which I absolutely love. I think it's brilliant. And I have tried using it, but the only thing I'm using it for now is inspiration to do my own 7-Minute Discover Arbonne. Because even though I love that video, I think I love it because I'm in Arbonne, right? Every single time I've tried sending that to somebody, people have not watched it. They don't even want to take time out for 7 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? And so I would much rather get on the phone with them and build a relationship.
Okay.
Okay. Anything, Stace? Any questions?
No, I think you've pretty much covered everything. I found it very useful, actually, and it's actually just refreshing hearing how you've become so successful, and it just sounds you've simplified it a lot, and you've made it seem a lot more realistic and a lot more achievable. Because I do think sometimes in the business it can be overwhelming, and and then sometimes you put the pressure on yourself and it just can be off-putting. But I really like how you've put it across, so I'm really thankful for that, and I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, it's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time. It's been really inspirational.
Yeah.
Given me that belief that I can get to Region, and
absolutely.
I'm pushing for it this month. And I really like the way that you work with your team, and
absolutely.
And I'd really like to do another call with you just to kind of learn that, so that I can implement it.
Sure.
Okay.
Would that be like a getting started? Because that was the only other thing I would wanted to ask.
No.
Like how you get them.
Oh, how I get my team started?
Yeah. Because I think I've been overwhelming people with information, and with the newest person that I just signed up, well, she kind of signed up in December but didn't do anything, and now she's ready. So I've just said to her, just do your 100-person list, get your dream team list, and we'll get on a call with them tomorrow. And I haven't really told her anything more than that.
So you guys are thinking I'm crazy when I say this to you. Did you know I don't get on the phone with their dream team?
Really?
I don't. You know why? They're so brand new. They don't know what the hell they're doing yet. Excuse my friend. And this is somebody they really want to work with. So you put an amateur in front of somebody they really want to work with, you're going to scare them off.
Okay.
You're going to be like, you can't answer one question to me about your business and you want me to join and do what you're doing? So I don't start with the dream team, actually. I start with the dream team for when these consultants become a little bit more seasoned.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, sorry, Cherie, have you finished?
No, I was just going to say, so you just ask them to do, like you said, can you think of 3 people who might want to get more healthy? And then they say,
I'm going to show you exactly what I do. Hold on a second. Okay, can you guys see that?
Yeah.
This is my training guide that I've been using for the last few years that I put together. I try to make it as simple as possible for new people coming in, because remember, your system has to be something that everybody can duplicate.
Okay.
If you open up a guidebook or whatever system you're using and show it to somebody, and at the end of it, they're feeling like, crap, look how, and at the end of it, they're thinking, well, you know, she's doing well because look how well she talks. Look how well she explained all this to me. I could never do that. So it needs to be simple enough that they can literally pick it up and read it to somebody and still feel confident in what they've said and what they're teaching other people now.
Okay.
So my focus is that when I train somebody, it's all about getting them into activity right away. Okay? They don't need to know QV, PQV. They don't need to know how to earn money. Like, that's going to come. It's going to happen. And it's going to happen through experience. And so I have all those documents for them, always accessible in my Dropbox. If they ever want it, they can go and read it themselves. My job is not to spoon feed them that. My job is to show them how to make money.
Okay.
And so this is the guidebook I use. So I always start with kind of determining what type of consultant are you. Because you can either be the consultant who wants to do it your own way and you're not going to listen to what I'm saying because you think you know it better. You are option one. Okay. Option one means you're not even going to get training from me. And option two is somebody who's willing to do it the way I tell you to do it, 10 to 15 hours a week. And that's the person that's going to get my training. And that's most likely the person that's going to promote as well. Okay. And so I break it down for them like this. This is also an option two. I let them know that they are going to need business tools. And so if they've not invested into having something to show people yet, like an extra gold bag, then you can't be option two.
Okay.
Okay. Very hard to make money as option one. Very hard. I don't know anyone who's an RVP who doesn't have, like, who starts off people with 30 pounds. That's not a real business, right? And so that's option two. And then I move into what our strategy is of how to run the business, what type of things they should be learning, what's an iStory, what's a 100-person list, you know, how do you do a coffee date, those things. And then I move into what you can do every single month. And this is what we do, I do, and my entire team does every single month. First, we fill out a goal sheet that decides for us where we want to see ourselves. Then we build our list, we book our activity, we start our asks. Everyone that's a yes goes on to the 40 Faces document. We follow up with those people. We always focus on doing our own 2,500. So I don't even say it's 2,500 QB. I say 2,500 PQB. Okay. And then we repeat every single month. So I go through and kind of share with them, what do I mean when I say the word ask? What do I mean when I say the word activity? What do I mean when I say system? You know, because these are new terms that are not going to make sense to them. So I go and kind of go through like almost like a dictionary first, right? What do you mean when I say do a follow-up? So I explain those things to them first. We touch on social media as well. I talk to them about the different reach out methods that they can have. And then I move into the 100-person list. So they need to have this list built before I do this training with them.
Okay.
I never sit down and give them 15 minutes to build a list because they can do that on their own time. I'm busy. Like, I've got this one to worry about, you know? So I can't be hanging out and waiting. I'm not sure what she wants here. There. She wants my pen. It's an Arbonne pen.
Okay.
So we build that 100-person list, and then I do an activity with them. I break that list down into further, three further lists. So first we do a star system. So I trying to identify who the stronger people are on that list, you know, who's looking for a change, who would be good at this, who's into nutrition, who's into skincare, those type of questions, putting stars next to those people's names. And then I take everyone that has a star and I divide them into 3 categories: business, nutrition, and skincare. The people that go into my business list are the ones that I'm going to be having coffee dates with. I'm going to invite them to my business launch. I may do a 3-way call with them. If they're in my nutrition list, those are the ones I'm talking to about nutrition. And if they're in my skincare list, those are the ones that I'm giving my gold bag to or my my makeup to try. Okay. And so and this is me forcing people into activity. Okay. So forcing them into building these lists. And the next step is we practice the actual ask. Like right there on the call, I practice with them how to talk to these people. What should they say to them so that the answer is a yes. Yes, I want to hear your business, or yes, I want to try your product. And so very important to do that live asking, because I have seen some very strong consultants who have butchered the ask, and all you hear is no, 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 no. It's because of how they're asking.
Okay.
Right? Like if my friend came up to me and said, "Oh, Sheila, there's this business, and you know, I think you should start, and come, let's do it together." I'd be like, "Huh? Hold on there." Right? Versus somebody saying, "Listen, I just want your feedback." I'm like, "Okay, I don't mind giving you feedback." Right? So the ask does make a big difference. So I've just put together like so I don't know if you guys know of Eric Worre and his book GoPro.
Yeah.
I'm a diehard fan of that book. It is part of my system. You have to read that book in your first month of Arbonne. And so from his book, I got these tips and just put together what an ask could look like. So I read out like this out loud, and then the people that are on my training call, I pick on them and I say, okay, you do a business ask, you do a nutrition ask, you do a skincare ask, and just forcing people into activity like that. It's practicing those asks with them. And then we move into what is our system, which is, well, no, then we book if it's one-on-one, we book the launches on the spot. I say, open up your calendar. Let's see where we can fit your launches in. Let's see where we can fit your coffee dates in, right? And if it's a group, you obviously can't do that. So I say, okay, this is your homework. Get back to me tonight with your dates. Okay? And then my next step is doing the asks, showing them, look, you can record your asks here. This is the 40 Faces document I put together. So putting the actual names down of who said yes to you for products. So let's say number 1 is Sarah. On the face part, I'm going to write gold bag. And then I'm going to write followed up. And then I'm going to write, okay, she said wait until April. So now I know I have to go back in April to talk to her. Right? So I do this for all 40 faces. And this is what I mean when I say to people, okay, show me your 40 faces.
Right.
Okay.
If you're not even filling this out, you're not doing the business. You're not doing my system. You're doing it your own way. You're technically number 1 again. You're
Okay.
option 1. You're no longer option 2. Option 2 means you follow my system. Okay? So and then this is the goal sheet that we use to fill out every single month. What do you want to achieve? How are you going to get there? So if I write down I want 10,000 points, that's wonderful. But if on the event side I write I'm going to do 2 coffee dates, well, that's not going to get you to 10,000 points. It forces you to plan out your month of how are you going to achieve that. Okay? And then you go and do it. So if you say you're going to do 2 coffee dates, you got to go do it. If you say you're going to hand out 10 gold bags in the month, now you have to go do it, right? It's about holding yourself accountable for that. And then I move into building your iStory. This is homework for them. I have 10 questions they need to answer, which will build the perfect iStory for them. I give them an example by saying my story out loud. And then I have the homework that they need to complete within the first 7 days. And then that's it. That's my entire training guide.
Okay. That's pretty awesome. I've never seen anything like this.
Okay. Can you share that with us, Sheila?
Yeah, I'm happy to.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so
I
much.
think for me, part of the issue is that the way that, and it's not coming from my mum, but the way that I've been taught to just go and do it. Just go and do it. Just go and ask people. Ask people
why?
Ask them to buy.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, ask them what? How do I ask them? So we had like a message template this month, and it was, oh, you know, I've been asked to share the business with like 30 people. Would you be one of my 30? And so I had to change it. So I felt comfortable enough to, I'm practicing my presentation for my business. Yeah. Would you be willing to listen and give me some feedback?
We practice, or we say challenge. So you say, I'm in a challenge where I have to present this to 30 people in the month. Would you mind being one of my 30?
Yeah.
Do me a favor.
Everyone says yes.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's
like, oh yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Honestly, my mum sent me your video from your Regent speech, and the next day I started sending out messages. I sent out like 15 messages.
Oh, that's so
good. I can do it. Thank you. You've really inspired me, and this has been just amazing. It's the best training that I've had in like the 5 months I've been in Auburn. Thank you.
Thank you. It means so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Awesome.
I know that
really appreciate
child to look after, so I wonder if we could arrange, and we can do this outside when you've got a bit more time, another session, another Zoom call where we do a bit more detail on your training, because I think that would really help us.
Okay, so what I'm actually about to do, this is such a coincidence that this is happening. I was actually about to set up a training call, my System 101, with all of my UK team.
Okay.
When I do that, why don't I share the time with you?
Yeah.
You guys can hop on and do it along with everyone.
That'd be awesome.
Okay. Yes.
The only thing, Sheila, is I am a Sabbath keeper, and that means I don't do any business Friday evenings, sunset through to Saturday sunset.
Oh, that's perfect. I do most of my work in the weekdays anyways.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah. Weekends for me are family time.
Right.
Okay. My husband works all day long during the week, so the weekends are the only time we get to be a family and spend time with our kids. And so I try not to do any business on the weekends anyways.
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
To that training, yes.
Awesome. Okay, so I'll pass that information on to you. As soon as I finalize it, I'll let you know as well, and hopefully you guys can hop on with us.
Very great. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Perfect. No problem at all. My pleasure.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
Have
Okay.
a great day.
Okay.
You too.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.